Hi, my name's Joe from Simon's Games. Wouldn't it be neat if I had a little Simon robot here to do these videos with? Little puppet or animatronic of some sort? Maybe one day, huh? I received a Twitter message that kind of inspired me, and I wanted to share it all with you guys and share my response as well. It reads, Simon's Games, ASCII code 65, 83, 67, 73, 73, 112, etc., 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 converted into text, smiley. Now what Metnor did here is he sent me a code and he used the ASCII table to encode it. Now my first thought was I could pull up the ASCII table and look up each one of these by hand, but I'll bet you I could do it even faster if I used a program that I wrote, and it wouldn't be a very large program. And since I'm all about anybody can program, let me show you how easy it can be to write a simple program like this. So the first thing to do is pull up code blocks. Now while that's loading, I want to explain to you really briefly about the ASCII table. The ASCII table is a list of 255 characters that you can use to put things up on the screens that includes numbers, letters, both uppercase and lowercase, every punctuation character that you're going to need. Now why just 255 of them? Well, answering that will require me getting a little bit technical, so to keep it simple I'll just say 255 to a computer is a round number. Code Blocks is up. Okay, the first thing to do is to start a new project. This project is going to be a console application. I'm going to do it in plain C, and I'm going to call it ASCII Converter. Make sure of my directory. Now the first thing Code Blocks does is it creates some files for me. Well, one file anyways, the main file. Now I'm going to take and clear out what's in here, start fresh so I can show you everything that you need to know. To start with, every program needs to start with a main function. All I do is type int main, open, close parentheses, and open bracket, close bracket. Everything that happens inside the main is where this program is going to start running. There can be things before the main that can define variables and functions. There can be things after the main, but main is where every program starts. Now inside this main function I want to have it input a number and output that number in ASCII character. So I'm going to need a variable. I'm going to make that variable of type char, which is short for character, and I'm going to call it input because I'm lazy and don't want to think of a better name than that. So the first thing I need to do is read in a number, which I can do using the scanf function. %d means that I want it to input a decimal number, and I want it to put it into the variable input. I have to put an ampersand before the variable input because scanf needs to modify that variable. Next I want it to output that variable in character form, so I use printf and tell it I want %c for character, and do it to the input variable. Now this is kind of all I need, except that it's going to do this line, that line, and then hit the end and exit. I want it to keep doing it until I've decoded the entire message, so I need to put these two lines inside a loop. I could use a while loop, but I'm going to use a do loop. I had insert on there accidentally. And outside of the do loop I'm going to type while, and I need to put a condition here that until that condition is true it will keep running through this loop. Well, for now I'm just going to put a 1. That'll make it always true and it'll never stop. Now before we run this program there's one more thing we need to do. In and of itself C doesn't know how to do any input and output, and so I need to include a header file up here to add the functions scanf and printf. Add the line stdio to include the scanf and printf functions, and I'm going to add one more line in here, a prompt that writes out type the ASCII numbers to decode with a /n at the end to start a new line, and then I'm going to compile the program and see what happens. That's interesting. I got an error message. It says implicit declaration of function print, and it gives me a line number 6. Oh, well, it's printf, not print. Forgive my typo. Let's run it again and see if it likes that better. Yep, it liked it. And now we're here and we can type an ASCII number 65 and we get the letter A back. Now here's something interesting. If I type one number like 32, oh, that's enter, that's a space. 78 maybe, I saw that in the message, N. If I type one at a time I could do this, but what happens if I type 2 and type spaces between them? 67, 80, I don't know. Interesting. See, I'm kind of taking advantage of the fact that scanf doesn't actually start reading numbers until you press the enter key, and then it reads the spaces as an interruption between each number. So let me go grab all of Metnor's message. Copy. Paste. ASCII portal is awesome! Space exclamation mark. Yes it is! Thank you, Metnor. You know, I want to send a response back to Metnor. I wonder if I could modify my original program to do that. Let's see, so type the message to encode. Now, instead of reading in numbers, I want it to read in the characters and output the numbers. Let's see if that's all we need to do to make this work. Let's see. Test. Well, that's wrong. I can't tell where one number starts and another number ends. So I'll go down here to printf and have it print out the number and then a space after every one. Let's see if that's a little bit more clear. Message, test. Yep, that looks pretty good. What message should I send back to Metnor now? Let's see, he said ASCII portal is awesome. I should say, thanks, man. You're awesome. I'll just highlight all of this. Just highlight this message. Copy it. Go to Twitter and send my reply. Enough characters. There we go. And hopefully when Metnor sees this video, he'll see this, where this came from. Now, there's a lot that could be done to this program to make it prettier and more user-friendly. I should probably make the while loop stop at some point after you input a special character or something. But for now, I just wanted to show how simple it is to throw together an easy program that takes some simple input and some simple output. In fact, you could take everything that you saw in this program, the scanf and the printf, and make a program that does a Mad Lib. There were lots of fun. All you have to do is scanf a number of words into it and printf them into sentences. That's my challenge for you. It's a lot bigger than the little program that I did here, but it's not much more complicated. And you can find the information you need online to do that, or go to simonsgames.com and pull up the Hello program. It's the first game on Simons Games, and it will show you how to read in and output strings, which is computer talk for whole words at a time. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this.